Welcome to viewers. I am Dr. S. R. Moham, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, JJ College of Arts and Science, Autonomous, Pudukkottai. Now we are going to discuss about holding companies. Meaning of holding companies. When a company acquires majority of shares, that means more than 50% in the ownership, or is in a position to control the management of the company, is called holding company, and the other is called as subsidiary company. A holding company is able to exercise control over the management of companies by virtue of its shares ownership. The main objective behind the holding companies is to promote combination movement so that competition may be eliminated. Also, advantages of monopoly or near monopoly may be enjoyed, and economies in a management and protection may be secured. Under the following circumstances, a company can become a subsidiary to other company. If a company acquires all or majority of equity shares in other company, if the other company controls the management or the composition of its board of directors, if the company becomes a subsidiary of another company, which is itself is a subsidiary of the third company. Advantages of a holding companies. The first advantage is both the companies can retain their identities, as there is no need to liquidate themselves and lose their identity. Various income tax benefits can be enjoyed by forwarding their existing losses. The next advantage is subsidiary company can enjoy the advantages of existing goodwills. The next advantage is advantage of monopoly and near monopoly may be enjoyed. And also, holding company device is best suited for promoting combination movement in business. Profitability and the financial position of each company can be easily known, as each company has to prepare its own books of accounts. Next advantage is less investment is required to acquire the controlling interest in another company as compared to another technique, that is absorption and amalgamation. The last one advantage is economies in protection and management may be secured. Disadvantages of holding companies. The first disadvantage, there are various disadvantages we are seeing. The first one is these companies can manipulate the accounts for their fraudulent purpose. The second one is danger of opposition of minority shareholders. Danger of operation of minority shareholders. The third one is figures of intercompany transaction may also be manipulated. The next one is holding companies enjoys all the benefits of monopoly, but this is clearly a disadvantage from social point. The fifth one is subsidiary company may be forced to appoint persons of the choice of holding company. The last one is holding company can unreasonably exploit the subsidiary company. Capital profit, that means pre-acquisition, reserve and profit. If there exists some reserve and profits of the subsidiary company on the date of acquisition of shares of the subsidiary company, the outsider shares of such reserve and profits is added to the minority interest, and the balance of such reserve and profit or capital profit of the holding company and are shown as capital reserve in the consolidated balance sheet. Similarly, loss of the subsidiary company shown in the balance sheet on the date of purchase of shares are divided into two parts, that is shares of minority shareholders and shares of the holding company. Shares of outsider is deducted from the amount of minority interest, and share of holding company is added to the cost of control or goodwill or reduced from capital profit. Revenue, that means post-acquisition profit. Profit of the subsidiary company made after the date of the purchase of shares by the holding company are treated as revenue profit. Holding company's shares of the such profit is added to the profit of the holding company, and the shares of such profit belonging to the minority shareholders is added to the amount of the minority interest. Common transaction between the holding company and the subsidiary company. In preparing consolidated balance sheet, common transaction appearing in both the balance sheet of the holding company and the subsidiary company should be eliminated. Such transaction may be debtors and creditors, bills receivable, bills payable, loans, debentures. Treatment of bonus issue by subsidiary company. Treatment of issue of bonus shares by the subsidiary company will dependent upon the sources from which the bonus shares are issued. Bonus shares may be issued out of first one pre-acquisition profit and reserve, or post-acquisition profit or reserve of the subsidiary company. Issue of bonus shares out of pre-acquisition profit. Such issue will have no effect on the consolidated balance sheet, because holding company share in pre-acquisition profit in reduced on the amount of issue of bonus shares, and on the other hand paid up value of shares held by holding companies increase. So, cost of goodwill and minority interest will remain in the same as this were before the issue of bonus share. Issue of bonus shares out of post-acquisition profit. Such issue will have effect on the consolidated balance sheet. The shares of holding company shall reduce in the revenue profit. that means post acquisition, and the paid up value of the shares held by the holding company will increase paid up value of shares held will reduce the cost of control or goodwill or increase the value of capital reserve. Treatment of unrealized profit. Sometimes subsidiary companies sold goods to holding company, that means vice versa, at selling price, that is after adding profit to its cost. If some part of this goods still lying with the purchasing company in its stock, then profit included in such value of unsold stock is called as unrealized profit. In such a case, reserve has to be created for such unrealized profit. Number one, such reserve shall be deducted out of the value of stock in consolidated profit. Second one is, reserve is deducted out of the balance of profit and loss account of holding company. Treatment of goodwill. A goodwill appearing in the balance sheet of a subsidiary company will be shown along with goodwill, if any. That means goodwill or capital reserve we find out of the holding company. In case there is capital reserve, it will be adjusted in capital reservation on consolidation. Treatment of contingent liability. Contingent liabilities are contingent liabilities are those liabilities which may or may not occur in future. For example, first one is liability in respect of bills discount not yet matured. Second one is amount uncalled on partly paid up shares held as investment. Third one is area of dividend on cumulative preference shares. Fourth one is claim against the company not acknowledged as debt. While preparing consolidated balance sheet, the treatment of contingent liability depends on whether it is towards outsiders or it is internal between holding and subsidiary company. The external liability is shown by way of footnote in the consolidated balance sheet. The internal contingent liability is not to be shown anywhere because it is treated as mutual OE. Treatment of fictitious asset. The fictitious asset, that is preliminary expenses, discount on issue of shares and debentures, underwriting commission, etc. Fictitious assets are given on the asset side of the balance sheet of subsidiary company. Then these items must be deducted from the capital profit or added to capital losses before distributing the same among the holding company and minority shareholders. Treatment of the preference shares of the subsidiary company held by the holding company. 3 steps treatment of preference shares of subsidiary company held by the holding company, whether the same are held either wholly or partly. The account of treatment in the consolidated balance sheet is as follows. First one is the preference dividend accrued shall be deducted from the profits, and the accrued preference dividend is appointed between minority shareholders and holding company in proportion to holding. The remaining profit are divided among equity shareholders in accordance with the share held by them. If there are loss for the current year or subsidiary company, then no preference dividend is provided for. The second one is, secondly, while calculating the minority interest, the paid up value preference shares held by them shall be added to their shares. Thirdly, the excess amount paid by the holding company for acquiring preference shares over the paid up value is treated as cost of control. Consolidate balance sheet. While preparing a consolidated balance sheet of holding company and its subsidiary company, three items are never shown. First one is share capital of subsidiary company. That means fully paid. Second one is reserve and surplus of subsidiary company. Investment of holding company. Say holding company in subsidiary company in the form of equity shares or preference shares or debentures. Steps preparing the consolidated balance sheet. Step 1, calculate ratio of the shares held by H Limited, that means holding company and subsidiary company. The step 2, calculation of period prior to the date of acquisition of shares by subsidiary company and holding company, period post the date such acquisition. Step 3, calculation of pre-acquisition or capital profit of subsidiary company. The calculation are shown in this slide. Step 4, calculation of post-acquisition or revenue profit. Revenue profit, that means current year's profit, post-acquisition profit, less amount bonus shares issues, add depreciation, add depreciation and decrease in value of fixed assets post-acquisition period, less depreciation on increasing value of fixed asset of post-acquisition period, that is revenue, profit or losses. Step 5, calculating the cost of control or goodwill or capital reserve. Calculating the cost of control or goodwill, that means goodwill, capital reserve. Amount invested by S Limited, shown in the balance sheet as per balance sheet. Equity shares value, preference shares value. That means the holding company when amount, how much amount to spend the subsidiary company, that is profit or loss. Profit is called profitable is called cost of control, loss is called as goodwill. Step 6, calculation of minority interest. The face value of equity shares S Limited, outsiders, face value of the preference shares in S Limited, and added a dividend on preference shares by S Limited. This is S Limited's original value of the after amalgamation is minority interest. The step 7, calculation of balance of profit and loss account of H Limited, computation of balance of profit and losses of H Limited. That means in the amalgamation, in the holding merging situation, in the purchasing of subsidiary company events, the H Limited made a profit or loss. We are find out the showing format. The balance of profit and loss account, H Limited as per its balance sheet, add proportionate shares of H Limited in revenue profit, less unrealized profit on unsold stock. The result is balance of profit and loss account of H Limited. Thank you very much. We will meet you in next videos. Thank you.